Playoff hockey. Someday is down on ice rink, says the voice of the announcer. We look quickly at the television to see the color of the jersey. Ah, it's okay. Just a red jersey down there. Good as long as it's not one of ours. Seconds later, the battle starts again. Quickly the ice is covered, like a flea market, with gloves, sticks, helmets, and several bodies. The latter usually in pairs, one on top of the other, hands shaped into fists and striking out. The crowd is on its feet. Three officials are jumped in the surging mob of ex-players. Two major fights are going well. The puck, a black disc, lies innocently in the middle of the ice. Once the focus of the game, once the reason for the hustle warfare practiced by these armor-plated warriors. Our studious appreciation of many fine aspects of the game is distorted by frequent, ugly, and primitive engagements. Our own pulses beat faster as we supportively watch these cavemen interpret the sport. During an interval between periods, the flushed face of the color commentator had screamed how he couldn't understand how the Flames were doing so good, and against the Stanley Cup champions too. He continued with a happy, sweety grin. Surely he must have been watching some of the hockey as well as the violence, because he would have seen human tanks called defenders, charging the highly skilled Fuck hunters like wild rams butting heads. He would also have seen bodies being slammed into boards, the Puck playing very little part in the defenders' crude ambitions. Any one of these so-called body checks, what a friendly name for it, creating maximum interference, obstructions, and possibly harm. In other sports, they would have whistled for penalties immediately, and if they had repeated, would have been thrown out of the game. Hopefully, we will see some more extremely superior moments of sheer joy as darting forwards from both sides give fine displays of puck, handling magic, precise passing, body fence, sudden acceleration and stops. And then, the lump in the truth climax, a blistering shot in goal with perhaps a brilliant reflex save, dazzled again by pace, skill and energy in an end-to-end duel. The question now is what would happen if we minimize intimidation, brute force, and injuries? Perhaps even removing Genghis Khan and some mafia from the rule selection committee, and hardest of all, decide we might try and play with the class and elegance of some European teams, especially when their brand of hockey is visually and scientifically superior. Could we not experiment this way for a couple of years? Mind you, it's taken England over 20 years to realize that most international soccer teams have better style and ball control than they do. Should not brilliant performers like Paul Coffey, Jerry Korn, Glenn Anderson, and the number one of all time, master of the century, Wayne Gretzky, be protected like endangered species? Ah, we see the game starting again. We hear the penalty awards. We see the penalized in the box like prisoner in a lineup. They strengthen their armor, touch a few tender voices, and hurl class insults. Meanwhile, on the ice battlefield, the tension stress, adrenaline pump, body-crushing defenders are waiting. They are the destroyers. Oh yes, there was an ending. The Flames win. After all, that's what counts, isn't it? Ask any coach or manager. Heck, Second best is as bad as being last in our material world. But we are not going to rush the raising of standards and expectations are real. Because when the chips are down, we the spectators discover we're all the human animals at heart. We two fight on the boards, in the corner kill the oppositions and battle to the final victory. Maybe one day there will be a better spirit and fun, perhaps requested by coaches and fans alike. Till then, playoff hockey. Sunday is down on ice hurts, says the voice of the announcer. We look quickly at the television